For how great Supernatural is, it's a classic example of a TV series that might have stretched its story a little too far, as the fan consensus best episode should have been the true finale for the show. Running for 15 seasons, Supernatural is largely placed near the top of the best CW shows as it explores the various exploits of Sam and Dean Winchester as they hunt monsters, demons, biblical forces, and other supernatural entities. Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles as Sam and Dean were the driving force behind the show's success, and a big reason it stayed so popular. With a staggering 327 episodes, there are only a handful of skippable Supernatural episodes, exemplifying the quality of the series as a whole. Still, there came a time when Supernatural felt like it had run its course, extending way beyond the initial ending that creator Eric Kripp had in mind. Supernatural's series finale ended the show on relatively strong terms, though it was somewhat controversial. If the series had ended with an episode that the fans agreed was the best, Supernatural could have been a nearly flawless television series. Swan Song is still Supernatural's highest-rated episode on IMDb. Swan Song was Supernatural's Season 5 finale. Supernatural is full of incredible episodes with only a handful of duds thrown in the mix. Because of this, it can be hard to choose which episode of the entire series is truly the best, but according to fans over at IMDb, the consensus is Supernatural Season 5, Episode 22, Swan Song. Sitting at the 9th of July, 10, Swan Song ranks above other amazing episodes like Supernatural Season 6, Episode 15, The French Mistake, Season 5, Episode 8, Changing Channels, and Season 13, Episode 16, Scuba-Natural, the iconic Scooby-Doo crossover. Swan Song, topping them all, is incredibly impressive. Of course, there is no objective answer to what episode can be someone's favorite. For example, Jared Padalecki and Eric Kripp think The French Mistake is the best. No matter what, though, it is hard to argue against the lasting impact Swan Song left on Supernatural going forward, and how emotionally resonant it was as it closed out the spectacular 5th season. One of the most significant aspects of Swan Song was the original plan Eric Kripp had for it when creating Supernatural, which could have been perfect. Supernatural Season 5 marked the end of Eric Kripp's original plan for the show. Eric Kripp ended up leaving Supernatural after Season 5. Sam, Dean, Joe, and Ellen Harvell in Supernatural Season 5, Episode 10, abandon all hope. Supernatural was not always meant to run for 15 years. Creator Eric Kripp, who went on to be the showrunner of The Boys, originally hoped to have Supernatural run for 5 seasons. While he likely didn't have the concrete details planned out for where exactly the narrative would go, Kripp intended to hit 100 episodes, so Supernatural could go into syndication, which would allow the series to keep bringing in a hefty revenue stream long after it ended. Eric Kripp ended up stepping down as showrunner following Season 5, with longtime Supernatural writer Sarah Gamble taking over for Seasons 6 and 7. Supernatural garnered 4 other showrunners, including Sarah Gamble, over the show's remaining 10 seasons. In an interview with EW, Kripp explained his reasoning for leaving Supernatural. Eric Kripp's idea for 5 seasons is seen throughout Supernatural, as much of what the show had been building towards had finally been realized by the time Swan Song aired. Why Supernatural should not have continued past its original 5-season plan. The ending was essentially perfect. Sam, Jared Padalecki, and Dean Winchester, Jensen Ackles, smiling together in the Supernatural series finale. It's hard to justify ending a show when it is arguably the most popular series airing on a given network, and that is exactly what happened with Supernatural. It makes sense on the CW's part. Sam, Dean, and Castile had grown to be extremely beloved by fans who were willing to see their various shenanigans for as long as the show was willing to run. While there have been spectacular moments during Supernatural's latter 10 seasons, it's entirely justified to think the show shouldn't have continued past the originally planned 5 seasons. There are a variety of reasons why Supernatural should have ended with Season 5. The biggest is arguably the character arcs that Sam and Dean went through. Sam ended up sacrificing himself to save humanity, while Dean ended up choosing his own path following Sam's sacrifice, something he had struggled to do since he was a child. On top of that, it's hard to get more epic than ending in a showdown between Lucifer and the Archangel Michael. Supernatural had evolved into a biblical epic by the time Season 5 came to an end, and it was jaw-dropping. How different Supernatural's legacy would have been had it ended with Swan Song. A 5-season Supernatural series would have been amazing. Dean and Sam looking down at a hole on Earth in Supernatural. Finishing off Supernatural at its highest note would have been something special, cementing the series as arguably one of the greatest pieces of genre television of all time. A lot of the best TV shows know when to end their story. Both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul come to mind, as well as countless others. A tightly written, 5-season thrill ride that Supernatural could have been if it had ended with Swan Song. Woo, that didn't happen, and Supernatural ended up telling stories for 15 years, with Sam, Dean, Castile, and the rest of the recurring cast finding new monsters to fight and new world-ending scenarios to deal with. If it wasn't for the sheer charisma and chemistry the main trio had during the entire series, Supernatural could be remembered differently. By the time Supernatural finally came to a close in 2020, the series had seen its viewership slowly decline during virtually its entire run, with the final season having the lowest ratings of the series. Supernatural will always have a lasting legacy in television history, and being able to span 15 seasons without any massive dips in quality is impressive on its own. Seeing Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki playing Dean and Sam for 15 years was special in its own way, and the show never outright tarnished its legacy, but some part of Supernatural will always feel like Swan Song should have been the end of its story.